Hey guys, how's everyone going? Hope everyone's well. It's your boy M.K.S again, back with another video, part 3 of my plans for May and possibly beyond, and generally trying to set my goals and plans and dreams for the future. As I talked before about, I have some. I hope I won't repeat myself too much, but just to recap a little bit, like some of my wacky goals, if you like, or really ambitious goals or dreams, if you like to help somehow help dyslexic people and people with ADHD across, maybe even people with autism across Asia, especially, and maybe Africa as well, to become millionaires or even billionaires by 2030 or even before. But that's one of my crazy goals, and also to help Africa to become #1 for technology, and all my technological goals are to help Africa by 2030, and things like that. So those are sort of like really big ambitious dreams or goals I have. Some might call them pipe dreams, but I hope to do my best to work on them. And I was going to say something, but I forgot what I was going to say before in the intro. But anyway, hopefully I'll remember it in time. But anyway, getting on with the list. Number 21, I hope to possibly as talked about with my patterns, possibly on one Friday, possibly next week or week after, or some Friday during either May or June. I hope to look in some facts about Asia and read out some facts about Asia as a continent, for instance, the population size, or the land mass, or just general facts about religion or things like that. Excuse me, sorry. But yeah, to find out as much facts as I can about Asia, and some historical facts as well as current facts and things like that. 22, I also hope to have street interviews in the future, or also suggest ideas for street interviews in the future, what other people can have if I can't manage to do it myself, like asking people about their political beliefs or opinions, and religious opinions or beliefs or things like that, or about say, for instance, what do people in countries like Japan or the rest of Asia, India, China, places like that, know about dyslexia or ADHD or autism or conditions like that, neuro-diverse conditions, or what do they think about rights for disabled people, or what sort of rights do disabled people have or other groups like women have in Asian nations, and does it vary from one nation to another, and how could those rights be improved, and all sorts of things like that. So I'd love to have those sorts of street interviews, or again encourage other people to do so, and to find out people's opinions and aspirations and things like that. Number 23, I'd love to do like football fundraisers as well, and I'd love to know what your opinion, what sort of things you would like me to do. Like if I talked before in my last video about live streaming, having it like shaving my hair, or like having a haircut, or having a shave on live stream, or eating hot chilies or something like that for charity. Those sorts of things. I'd love to know what you would like to see me do for charity, and I'm hoping to remember to ask some of the football fan channels on YouTube about whether they'd be interested in football fundraising and things like that. So I'd love to know any ideas about fundraising for charity or that sort of thing, and by supporting my channel, all being well, if I get enough views or things like that, if my channel grows big enough, I'll do a lot of stuff for charity as well. As I said before, I'd only keep enough to live on, and the rest I'd give to charity. So yeah, I'd love to see what I could do for philanthropy and networking with philanthropists and NGOs and groups like that. 24, I hope to look at fun ways to promote Pan-Asianism and things like that, and also do different things on different days and try to be a bit flexible and try to think of, as I've talked before, about doing new things and not doing the same stuff every day. Hopefully I'll think of something new or different, trying to mix it up a bit, if you like. And as I say, I love suggestions or anything different. I normally have this pattern anyway, where I like to do different things on different days. I don't know if you noticed through. I probably mentioned it quite a lot, so apologies again if I repeat myself. But like Fridays, I like to do stuff that begins with F, with alliteration, like having fun or talking about football or talking about my dreams or things like that. Famous Asians in this case and things like that. And on Saturdays it'll probably be something about like startups or songs, again in this case Asian songs or singers, songwriters and things like that. So I do kind of do different things on different days anyway, because that's one of the ways to organise myself. But I'm hoping to think of any new ways to hopefully entertain viewers. I'll certainly do my best. And I was thinking, like today actually I had thought about I'd love to find out the key events of each day. Like for instance, key events are for the first day of May all around the world. What sort of things happened historically on this day, and same for any other day. And how I'd personally love to commemorate those sorts of things. Like, I know I live in the UK, but let's say St. George's Day, which is the national day for the UK, for England, I mean, or for those who follow British politics, Nigel Farage from the UK Independence Party, UKIP, how he said that when Britain voted to leave the EU, that could be known as Britain's Independence Day. I think that was the 23rd of April, I'm not 100% sure, but on those days I'd love to celebrate it in my own way, like talk about all the countries that got independence from the UK and celebrate their independence on that day as well, and that sort of thing. 25, I'd love to find out fun facts about republics, things like the richest republics in the world, who are the richest citizens from republics, what are the difference between monarchies and republics. Like people say, if you live in a monarchy like the UK, apparently we're not called citizens, we're called subjects. So I'd love to know about those sorts of things. And again, I talked about those assignments or potential curriculum, which I'd love to share with suggestions with people in Africa and things like that, and Asia, especially at this moment. So I'd love to get students to do some stuff to make them think and that sort of thing about different forms of government, and writing an assignment about which forms of government they prefer, or what the differences are, and which forms of government they prefer. For instance, a monarchy and a republic, what are the differences between those systems, and which is a system they prefer and why, and things like that. So hopefully that will make them think as well and have to research things, and that will help them to keep active and make the most use of this time. And that sort of thing. 26, I wish to talk about why I wish to support Asia, or potential reasons to support Asia as an anti-imperialist. And many of those countries like Iraq or Vietnam or India were colonized or taken over or invaded, or whatever you want to call it, which for me means the same thing. Like people tried to take over those countries and tell them how to live. So that's and take the resources as well. So that's the reason why, one of the reasons why I love to support people from Asia. And also, like if people talk about an incentive for working hard or to do the best you can in like your career and things like that, I think of like people in the West, like where I live in the UK, like how many people are white supremacists or neo-Nazis. I think I wouldn't want to work to the best of my ability and pay taxes to benefit those groups, or a military that invades other people's countries. I'd rather support the people who have been colonized, so or invaded. So I hope that makes sense. As I say, 27. I hope to Godspeed. I hope that everyone who's ever done anything positive for me or in my favor, or had my best intentions at heart, I hope God will bless all of them. I don't know if God will listen to me, but I hope God will reward everyone who's ever helped me and things like that. yeah, I hope it'll reward them and bless them and things like that. I know that's not technically a plan, but I kind of would ask God to bless them. So I'll say I don't know whether God will listen to me, but 28. I'll say I'd love to find out things about Asia, facts about Asia, and people sharing facts about Asia and things like that on this channel, and how I can connect with people from Asia and look at ways to empower Asia, do fundraising for Asia and things like that. 29. I'd love to encourage people from Asia to be fans of Italian football or Celtic or things like that, which are teams that I love as well. So I'd love to raise their popularity in Asia as well. And number 30, as I say, I'd love to do like a bucket list of places in the future. I'd love to visit every possible country in Asia, all of the slums and orphanages and special needs schools or neuro-diverse schools, learning disabled schools, whatever you want to call them, and support them as much as possible in Asia and Africa. And I'll also love to go and support indigenous communities in America, like Native Americans, and also people from Australasia, indigenous Australasians like Maoris and Aborigines. And like I've already been to an Aboriginal centre, but I hope to go to as many as I can in my lifetime. And also the same with indigenous or Native American groups. I'd love to go and support them and visit as many of their centres or organisations or reserves or whatever they're called in America as much as possible. I think in America they're called reserves, but in Australia they have like their own centres, and I'd love to go and help them as much as I can to empower them and especially Aborigines in like things like digital literacy and things like that, and basically give them a voice as well and listen to their plans. Lost my chain of thought. I thought of an idea, but I've lost my chain of thought. But I might comment it in the comment section. So I think this video has gone long enough. So love to know what you think and how I can improve, or if you like this video, I'd love to have any thumbs up, obviously, or likes, or whatever you want to call them. Peace and love.